And now to our commodities market update. Our focus for the day is textiles. With a projected population of over 180 million, the needs of Nigeria's domestic market are huge and diverse. And of course, with immense prospects for growth of the domestic textiles industry. One of the research analysts at the financial derivatives company, Demola Sumoni, joins us now from Reading. Hello, Demola.
Hi, it's Desola actually.
Oh, hello, Desola. Sorry about the mix-up.
Hi.
It sounds close. Anyway, sorry about that. The central bank recently included textiles to a list of items restricted from accessing forex. This was done to revive the moribund textile industry and also as part of a broader plan to diversify the economy. What's your view on this development?
Thank you for that question. Let me start by saying there's currently a spread of about 50 naira per dollar between the official exchange rate and the parallel market. So if this policy is properly implemented, then we may begin to see higher importation costs, and this may be passed on to the final consumer. So the cost of textiles, ashoke, and all these kind of things will increase in the near term. Now, it is not new. The idea of, revitalizing the textile industry in Nigeria is not new. I think it's a good idea to, as a means of diversifying away from oil. But I have a problem with, I do not support the idea of, banning the importation of some commodities or restricting access to some for the importation of some commodities to improve domestic production. I think that notion is based on the premise that international competition is a major barrier to domestic production, which is not necessarily correct. There are significant binding constraints to the textile industry in Nigeria, which, if left not addressed, then banning everything would not increase domestic production. For instance, look at the major raw material in textile industry, which is cotton. Cotton production in Nigeria, as at last year, was estimated to be less than 100,000 tons, which is very, very low compared to even other African producing counterparts. And the yield of cotton in Nigeria is also among the lowest in Africa and among the lowest in the world at 600 to 800 kilograms per hectare. So, and also, as it is, there is not the local cotton production in Nigeria is done on a subsistence level by small scale farmers, and it's not enough to feed the textile industry. So there's those constraints already. Then in the major producing states, we have a lot of security issues. We have pastoral conflicts where farmers are having issues with cattle rearers and all those kind of things. So those factors are limiting cotton production. And also look at credit to private sector. I know the central bank has been trying to implement various methods to increase credit to the private sector, particularly the manufacturing sector, the textile industry. But as at the end of 2018, the credit to private sector is still very low. So I think all these factors need to be put in place before then, restricting access to FX for importation of textile materials, because that would only cause the price to increase in the short term.
Okay, Desola, you've expressed your view, but obviously the federal government sees things from a different perspective as regards driving the economy through the improved production of local products. Would you say there is no light at the end of the tunnel at all?
Well, I think there is light at the end of the tunnel, but like I said earlier, there are binding constraints. There are many other things that need to be done first. I'm not a proponent of banning the importation of something or reducing the access to FX, because in my view, I think that will only encourage inefficiencies. It would encourage rent-seeking behavior, and it will discourage competition. The reason why I would want to ban is because these products are not competitive locally and even globally. The people who will suffer are the consumers, who are going to have to pay a higher price for these commodities.
All right, thank you very much, Desola Sumoni, research analyst at a financial derivatives company.